Hey guys, Juve and Bubba here, and I was at work today and I just got my new front bumper for my X-Shade done. Tim, one of our amazing fabricators, just got it done and he did a great job, and I wanted to paint it up and try to get it installed for a drumming trip. That way I'll have a winch bumper. But I was talking to one of the guys in shipping and he said, you know, why don't you get it powder coated? And we do have great powder coat here at work, but I'm like, I can Bubba coat it for like 20 bucks. So he's like, what's Bubba coat? And I was like, it's kind of my redneck chemical combination that I put together. So first thing I do, wipe it down with some kind of paint thinner or enamel, or like a paint stripper. Or I usually use acetone, something like that. I'm not a painter, so this is not like an informational. I'm just telling you how I Bubba coat, and if you want to try it, then all be it. What I do is I go down to the parts store, which I'm at all the time, and I got some automotive primer. That's step one. Step two, I just use a satin black paint, and then after that, I put a little bit of Duplicolor bed armor on it. So I'm gonna do the first step. All I've done on this is just wipe it down with a paint thinner, and you'll see the next step. Okay, so I shook the can vigorously, I put the coats on lightly, and I took my time and I put 2 coats on here. Still drying, but that's just black primer. Now I'm gonna put 2 more coats on there. It took me about a can to get 2 full coats on there, and that's just regular old black automotive paint primer. I use black because it lets me sleep good at night, knowing that if I scratch it with a little branch, that it's not gray underneath there. If I hit it hard enough, it's not going to matter. But so that's step number 1. Alright guys, so what I did was I actually got 2 coats of this satin black on. I'll show you what I used. It's not actually what I typically use, but it's what I saw tonight. It's a semi-gloss black, and it's paint and primer. So I got 4 coats of primer and 2 coats of the satin black, which is paint and primer. And here's the important part. I don't care what brand primer you use, as long as it's self-etching or sandable, and I don't care whatever brand you use or whatever kind you use for the actual paint. But this Duplicolor bed armor is what I suggest to make the Bubba coating. Not that I'm sponsored by them or owe them anything. Honestly, as a bed coating, I don't know if I'd go with this over like Line-X or Rhino Liner, but to make it look like a powder coat, a cheap powder coat, this is where it's at. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to let this dry. It's kind of going through the second coat, and that's how it looks with just the satin and the primer. Kind of a smooth finish. Just see if I can get you in the light. Yeah. And once this dries tomorrow, I'll put the rest of this on. Let's do about 2 to 3 coats on here. It sprays out a lot, and I'll show you what it looks like. Alright, so I moved locations a little bit. I'm on to step 3. I'm using that Duplicolor bed liner armor, and this is the first stage of it. I kind of moved out of where I was because it makes a little bit of a mess. You gotta have a lot of room for it to spray because it's going to spray a lot. So I just do loose coatings because I'm not really trying to coat every single inch with this. I just want it to be kind of loose like a powder coat would. So I'll give you an idea. And you remember yesterday, it was very, satin. Now we've got that coating on there. So it gives it some texture. And it's going to dry a little bit flatter than the satin. So it's going to give it a little bit of a rougher finish. Make sure in between coats that you clean the nozzle on the spray can, or it's not going to work again. I'm going to do another coat, show you how that does. Okay, so I did 3 coats of the Duplicolor bed armor, and let me show you how it came out. I don't know if you can see really from the quality of the video. I do apologize for the quality of the video. I'll go ahead and do a disclaimer that I am not a professional photographer, videographer. I'm a professional beer drinker, bumper salesman, and I'm ASC certified. At least that's what the state of Georgia says. But you can kind of see it looks like a powder coating finish, and it cost me 20 bucks. So, a couple coats of primer. I like black, sandable, self-etching. Then I did some satin black paint, and then I did this duper color bed armor. And what you get is a sort of powder coated finish. If you have any questions, leave it in the comments below, and make sure to check out my Instagram page, Jeep and Bubba, and I'm thinking about making a Facebook page just so I can put some of the pictures from the installs I do, because I can do high quality photos versus my low quality videographer. I promise to get better. I'm not sponsored, and I'm doing the best I can, but people are watching, people are liking, commenting, and I appreciate it. I enjoy making these videos, and that's why I do them, and I hope that you enjoy them too. Thanks. We'll be seeing you.